my 1970 Chevelle. I've had this old bucket of bolts since I was 15. A few months ago, me and my buddies did a coyote swap.
Then drove it all the way across the United States.
We have one problemo. This motor is not mine. This little 302 cubic inches of chaos was loaned to us, but now we gotta give it back. We're gonna rip it out and we're gonna get ready for the creme de la creme. Our 1800 horsepower capable iron block Coyote. This is off the rails. Pretty much the whole plan is get the motor out, but we have 2 rules. No damage. All right, wish me luck. Keep it organized. Oh, it's not supposed to be that hard. Get it ready for the new one. So I'm gonna go ahead, dismantle the front, keep her nice and cute.
Coyote and a Chevelle, everybody's mad about it, and I'm a cool guy.
If you're new to the channel, I guess we gotta take a back step and tell you why we're pulling apart the world's first Coyote swap Chevelle in the first place. My buddy John Bouchard at Next Gen Parts Place loaned us his engine but needed it back when we were done. Now that we're back from our long trip across the country to head to SEMA, it's time to pull it back out and put in our new hammer. The boys at Summit saw what we were doing with the Chevelle and got really excited, so they came through and actually helped me out with an iron-blocked, predator-headed, flat-plane crank Coyote. And then my friends at SE Raceworks did all the machine work and assembled the old Bad Larry. The whole idea was we're going to build something a little bit more exotic with the flat plane and put the predator heads on so this thing can really breathe and make up to 1800 horsepower.
No, that's
It's the other way? Is that tighter?
Yeah, you're just driving it around. Yeah, you gotta go back where like it's harder. So now go this way.
This way?
Yeah, you go.
Ah.
You were
But I thought I'm loosening.
Show everybody what you're doing.
That way?
Whee! So you don't understand?
I actually really don't understand.
Okay,
Righty
so
tighty, lefty loosey.
yes. So I set it to loose, right?
Okay.
So you feel when it's driving it out,
Sure.
and hear when it clicks, it's just rebounding. First exhaust tube, you ready?
Yep. Untie it.
Yep. Whoa, there you go. Whoa. This confident.
It smells good. Show you how it's done. All right. I'll get it. I'll find it. I'll find it. No problem.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, it's not.
No?
No. Oh, there we go. Okay.
Hey. You're a real Chevelle boy now.
Little Coyote boy.
Oh yeah.
You know what, dudes? I don't really want to take this thing out. This thing ran so good, and it feels like a crime to be pulling it all apart. This is probably the best running car I have ever had, and now to pull it apart, it's like...
You want to pull apart me?
I don't want to pull this thing apart. And then when I have my new motor, I can really give it the twist, you know what I mean? We can really put the whole 30 pounds of boost to it. We've only got 10 or 11 pounds of this thing, which is like the limit for stock Coyote, and I got to return it in good one piece, so... Actually, let's show them. Want to see this? Check this out. Don't mind the mess. So this is going to be our new platform. This is a flat plane crank, iron block, predator-headed, absolute animal. The pistons and rods and everything in this thing is capable of handling up to 2,000 horse, theoretically. You know, we're going to find out there. But this thing is going to be the bullet we're going to put in this. And then finally, when we do that, we can prove to all these Chevy guys that Fords really do work. They're not as crazy as what you think. They're not as overly engineered and scary as everybody thinks. And that this little thing's going to propel that big pile of bricks to hopefully a 790.
Yeah.
Hey, look at that. All right, okay. Look at that. All right, we got chocks. Chocks front and rear. Okay, I think we're good. Here we go. This is pretty cool. So we actually ran a drive shaft shop carbon shaft in this thing, and people warned about driving on the street, but this thing was absolutely incredible, man. No damage. So far, we're looking good. We had a little bit of a chafe line on our trip. Other than that, the car just got really dirty. We did a burnout. The lake bed, and this soot is everywhere and I can't get it out. But I think once we get the motor ready, we'll do a clean up, little paint, and we're ready to rock and roll here. Rear end looks good. Tank looks spiffy. It's pretty miraculous we put this thing through this nice.
So I wanted to show you guys this. This is actually one of the pains in the ass of this setup that we did, is you have to remove the header and the motor mount before you remove it. It was just one of the flaws I did when I designed the chassis. The header sticks so close to the frame here, I have to remove it and then remove the motor mount on each side so I could get the motor up and slide out. So it's one thing I couldn't fix in time before we took off for our last trip. Probably just gonna keep it, just gotta put it together a little slower. You can see this side's a little dark, but yeah, the header's gotta come out, motor mount's gotta come out. This one's a little easier, we got some space in here, but once that's out, this thing is done. So it won't be the most fun thing to do if we had to do it on the side of the road. Hopefully that won't happen. Yeah, that's all right. Try to get this damn engine mount out. My hands are too short. I think I put your little fingers in here. Oh, I got it. Never mind. Oh, wasn't planning on that. Golly. Oh, there we go. I did it. Oh, by myself because I'm a big boy. All right, so be safe. Put some pressure on that, and then I'm going to try to wiggle mine out, okay?
Okay.
Come back a little more.
That's as far as it goes.
Or what about the other way?
Yep.
A little bit. All right. Oh, here it comes.
Got it?
Oh, watch your hands.
Okay.
You okay?
Yeah. Good?
Yeah. So I got myself in a little bit of a boo-boo. I misaligned what hole it was, and I forgot that I had my overdrive on. So now my angle is, well, it's not too good. So I have to figure out, I can't put it back now. I can't like drop it back in because I'm kind of doing this on my own. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to teeter-totter out. I also thought I got a ground wire back here. So this is gonna be, I made this whole process, it was super simple. Then I kept the overdrive on and, well, you know, the rest is history. So I'm gonna have to put the jack under there and figure out some way to get this thing out. Okay. Clear. Clear. All right, wish me luck. How the heck am I gonna... All right, let's just take it slow and low. I made him. And every time I think I'm gonna do this without making a mess, to disaster. It's an absolute, all right, here we go. Can we come back down? I usually look like I usually look better. Or how's that word? I usually know what I look like. What? What am I saying? What
are you even trying to say?
It usually looks like I know what I'm doing.
Oh.
Oh, oh, jeez. She's out. She's out. That was not supposed to be that hard. Not bad. It looks like a mess. Golly. Cool. Let's clean this thing up. A fun one. I didn't have to spend any money or weld anything for once. I just had to take things apart, so that was cool. But I'm really excited on this next series going forward. So what we're going to be doing on the next episode is putting the motor back together from the top up, all the cams, the phasers. So right now we're waiting on a very special cam set because it is a flat plane crank. Once we get that, we get the button up the motor, putting it back in. We're going to be changing the converter, some of the other stuff to actually make this car go very fast. And the whole idea is once we get this thing together, if we could build ourselves like a low dollar or a low buck, I don't know how you would really word that. It's not an F1 engine, right? It's a Coyote. It's attainable for guys like us. If we can build this thing to make it shoot to the moon, make high RPM, we're building ourselves like a budget-based NASCAR. But I also want to go drag racing. That's where the fun part's going to come in. Once we get this thing together, we're going to go test it and see how fast this thing is. Theoretically, like I said before, this thing should be making 1,500 plus. Now, the old combo made 800. It was scary. It was absolutely scary. So I'm excited to see what 1500 plus looks like at 9200 RPM. So I'm in a whole new ballpark. I'm in a whole new field. So I'm super excited to see what this all does when it comes together and share it with you guys. So if you guys like what I'm doing, tune and subscribe. Next few episodes, we're actually gonna be building a push rod suspension for the El Camino behind you. We're gonna be dialing that in, getting the front all set, making the rockers work,
had a machined. Now we're gonna put everything back together with our new coilovers. And then from there, we have a very special project for one of my family members. And on that note, I wanna know from you guys, what do you wanna see next with the Coyote project? Do you wanna see more tech? Do you wanna see how we're gonna make this thing to make that kind of power? Do you wanna see, maybe we just go really in depth and actually build the top end part for part, bolt for bolt? Let me know what you guys wanna see on the series, and I'll start organizing things to, well, to make you guys happy, because you guys are keeping the lights on. So yeah, hope all's well. Toodaloo. See you soon. Howdy doody. I'm still trying to figure out my end segment, so until next time, this is Off the Rails. Toodaloo. Or should I go Toodaloo?